Hello again and welcome back to Wingot Plays Satisfactory Update 6. Between episodes, as you can see in the top left hand corner of the screen, we no longer have the experimental build bar. That's because Update 6 is actually launched into early access, and so we are now playing on the stable patch. Additionally, over here you can see I have built basically a bypass for anything that is getting rather full. I have basically the three most dense items: the cables, the iron rods, and the iron plates. I've got all of them coming in basically equal quantities into an awesome sink that we've unlocked over there. And the awesome sink is here producing coupons for us. Coupons that will, in time, allow us to get various signs and architecture and customization things. So for now, it's just automating. The cost of these coupons goes up basically with each one, but with the passive, this at least will get us a supply of them for now, and in future we can always expand it to be faster. But what I would like to do, I have gotten all of the alternate recipes that I would like at this point. We have the rotor. I've got this copper sheet rotor, which allows us to use copper sheets and screws in order to make rotors at a substantially faster rate than the standard recipe. And the screws, I've also got the recipe for that one, which allows us to turn 5 iron ingots into 20 screws, as opposed to 1 iron rod into 4 screws. It's the same conversion rate, but it only takes a single machine instead of 2 machines, and the construction rate is a little bit faster per constructor as well. And then the reinforced iron plate, I pretty much will just be using this recipe, although there's a possibility we could use this iron recipe. Actually, no, I think I'm just going to use this recipe. And all of that said, so over here we've unlocked basically all of the tiers. The only thing we haven't done yet is jump pads, which uses rotors, which I haven't yet automated. But what I do need to do is I need to build the space elevator. And it looks like that's actually fairly easy to build. All I'm going to need is resources. So how about we do this? There we go. So we've got enough concrete. Well, we've got way too much concrete. We are going to need, this is cable, I need wire. Wire's over there. We need 1,500 of that. We need 400 iron rods, no screws. 400 iron rods over here. And 250 iron plates. Perfect. So we've got everything we need to build the space elevator. Let's pop outside and get it built. And then what the space elevator is going to want is 50 smart plating. For now, I think we'll just throw the space elevator, if it will let me, here. Perfect. And then you can already see in the top right there, we need 50 smart plating. And if we pop around to the front of it, for now I'm not actually even watching the animation because, well, we'll be rebuilding this later in a better position. It is a really nice animation. It just drops in out of the sky and then gets caught. Yeah. Perfect. Now, if we vibe over here, we need 50 smart plating. Smart plating needs rotors and reinforced plates. I could just manually make those, but I think what I would like to do is actually set up builds for each of those two things. So the first step is to create a build to make the reinforced iron plates. I'm just trying to glance around, see if there's a nice place to put it. I feel like maybe just on top of this hill here. Let me just clear out of this space. Yeah, let's go here for now. In future, we'll probably rescale and upscale everything. So for now, let's just do in the way. Turn zoom back on and make a 5x5. I've been practicing. I tried a few different builds and I came up with one that I'm pretty happy with for a vertical build to make the reinforced plates. I'm just going to have to quickly grab my chainsaw, clean up a little bit, and then we will be ready to actually start on this build. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, let's get rid of this tree as well. Good. And last one. Okay, so the first step of this build is, of course, we are going to need smelters. We are going to be bringing in a pure iron line, and one pure iron line should be able to feed 2 assemblers. Not 100. I don't think that was in the right spot. Yep. Okay. There we go. It is in the middle, good. And then we can do the same here. And there. Perfect. Now, so what we're going to want 2 assemblers. I can't afford it. Oh. Apparently I need some more rotors, so let's just make a couple of those. Here we go. We're going to need 8 in total to make 2 assemblers. Perfect. So if we pop the assembler down here, we can see that the reinforced iron plate recipe will make 5 reinforced iron plate per minute from 6 iron plates and 12 screws, and that 12 screws is equivalent to 3 iron ingots. So 9 iron ingots, well, in total, each screw, so we need 20 iron ingots for these screws, and we also need 20 iron ingots for these 30 plates. So we need 80 iron ingots per minute. Oh, that's right. And so each of these does 30. And we need 80 to do 2 of these. So 30 plus 30 is 60. And then these ones will be running at slower speed. Although it still doesn't seem like it adds up. And I think I've figured out, the math was correct, but I think I screwed up a minute ago. So in order to make 10 reinforced iron plates per minute, we're going to need 60 iron plates per minute. 60 iron plates per minute are going to take 90 iron ingots per minute. And then the cast screws recipe will allow us to turn 30 iron ingots into 120 screws per minute. So this will all work out with basically 3 constructors making iron plates and 2.5-ish constructors making cast screws, which will use exactly 120 iron ingots of input and feed 2 assemblers making reinforced iron plates. So the build was correct, but I just apparently could not remember the specifics. let's see. I'll check if I have to clean anything up there later. Now, meanwhile, let's build the next layer up. And then we are going to need to be able to access that. So let's just build this. That'll do. Okay, now on this layer, we're going to want 3 constructors. And the constructors can just go there. And they will take input, may as well do iron plates here because that's the highest input demand. And then we need to send 30 units up to the next floor in order to make the, does that, yes, that fits, perfect. Okay, and now on this floor, we're also going to need, that was a mistake. We could do 2 constructors and just overclock them, but it's probably easiest to go 3 constructors on this floor as well. Let's point them in the other direction though, so that we can just go like this. Although it does occur to me that that's probably an issue because of the way that the downstairs floor is. But the basic build concept should work. So this will get us 12.5. So these each need to be running at 80% because we need between the 3 of them, they need to be going at 2.4 speed. So 3 8s is 24. Yep, that's good. So 40, 40, 40, 10 each. So they'll use the output of 1 smelter downstairs. Perfect. And then lastly, we need the assemblers. And the assemblers are going to go what happened there? I think that line might have been wrong. Oh, this line isn't meant to exist. There we go. Cool. Perfect. And now up here, we just need to bring in the assemblers. Cool. And then the last step is just going to be wiring up all of the belts. So if we take a look here, so let's go from the top. We need a merger, which is going to be outputting there. I think I might actually bring these back a little bit towards me here. Okay, let's see. No, bring it further. There you go, and that's a perfect bend. And then if we go reinforced, that makes 5 per minute. So this will be a perfectly capable. Good. And the reason I'm wanting to bring them back is so that we've got more space to play around with on this side. We need to bring in the iron plates. The iron plates, we are making 60 per minute. and screws were making 120 per minute. So the iron plates, I think, can come up here into a splitter there. And nope, okay. Bring it closer to here. Is that a 90-degree turn? I think that is, perfect. And then here, that can also go there, good. And then we just need to connect a conveyor down to iron, which is all the way down here. And yeah, I think these are going to need to change so that they're facing the other direction, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so that's our iron plates line. Now we need screws, and we might as well just bring the screws directly in line with their, because each machine is going to need 60 screws per minute, and 60 screws per minute is, yep, there you go, good, is one normal belt worth, or one Mark II conveyor. If we just connect that into, oh, right, that isn't going to work. Okay, what we can do is we should be able to do this, in which case it's pointing the correct direction. Except I think we need to pull it back to there so that this conveyor is, yeah, pretty tight to the edge there. Perfect. And then we just repeat the same on the other side, and this is why we went from the top, because if we'd wired up all the conveyors from the bottom already, we would be currently rebuilding them all to compensate for the fact that these are pointing the wrong direction. So if we get rid of these three, then we can put our constructors need to all point in this direction. Perfect. And we need to split the output of this one evenly so that it goes into, that's not going to work, is it? Can that? No. What if we do? What if we try that? That can't connect to there. Okay. What if we pull that to there? Change that to a merger. Okay. Ah, so close. Okay, so that's in line there. And then that doesn't work because it's too close. The other option is, of course, to just line it up with that. And then that should go into there. That will go into there. And then that should click onto there. Might need to rebuild it from the top. I'm not 100% there. Let's find out. Oops. Okay, and if we quickly pop up to here, we should be able to build that onto there. Cool, that's clicking, and good. Let's go check. That looks like those are both perfect. Awesome. So then we just need to output from here to there, and then this is 60. That needs to run at 80%. Cool. So that's going to make 40. This will make another 20 to go onto it. So that's 60, which will saturate that conveyor, but not over saturate, which is exactly the goal. Perfect. Now we just need to actually bring up the iron here. We'll come back to that in a sec. These also need to be pointed. Now, how do we do this? We want the output to be there. But I do notice that downstairs, we might need to fiddle with how that iron is being directed. So, that can go there, there, and there. Good. Now these are all going to make iron plates, and we need to bring 90 iron up here for this. But the output is only 60. So the output can be a single merger, which is outputting there. Good. Get rid of that. There's nothing. Oh, there is something to connect to there, I think. Did that connect? I don't think it did. We can always find out later. Let me see if that connected up the top to the right spot. We've run out of power, but that's fine because we're not actually doing anything with it. Okay. I think the easiest option is to make sure that that's connected. Yeah, like it doesn't want to connect there. Okay, we'll worry about that in a minute and see how it goes. For now though, let's try. Okay, that. Why is this being so fiddly? Perfect. Okay, now all of these are set to iron plates, so all we need to do now is bring in the iron line from downstairs, and for that I think I will do that part of it off camera. We can get rid of these edging because they were only here to help us survive the building portion. There we go. And we can get rid of these and that one. Good. We probably just don't need those ramps, but we can replace them in a minute. I will be back once I have had a bit of a play around, but I think I'm going to have all of these outputting over to this side so that the iron is going up this side only. I will see you in just a moment. And after all that, I have rebuilt the smelter array so that we have 3 smelters on this side feeding into our iron plates and 1 smelter over here feeding into our screws. I've connected it to one of our old deprecated iron mines over there, and that is a pure node, so it's producing 120 iron ore per minute. and I've connected power, I've connected the conveyors all the way through. So now all we need to do is connect this power pole and then follow it through to see if we've messed up anywhere. But let's take a look. All 4 smelters are on and running. Perfect. And we've got iron being produced. That should have connected there. What did I just do? That can go. Okay. Perfect. So we've got iron ore moving out of each of these, and we've got Mark II belts there because these 3 make 90. Perfect. That should all work pretty well. Now if we pop up to our next layer, up here we have our iron plate production. And it looks like we've got production there, production there. This one looks like it's working, and there's production. Perfect. So we've got all 3 constructors running, and I would expect that in time they will all be running at 100%, but it is a manifold design, so this guy is getting the first priority. Once it completely fills up, then this one will then start to fill up, etc. So eventually it will be 100% across all 3 of those, but for now it's just going to run a bit slower. Now we've got iron ingots coming into here, again with the manifold design, and all 3 of these should be making screws, and it does look like all 3 are running. Screws are there being produced, screws are there being produced, they're being split, and screws are there being produced. Perfect. Now last step we just need, and there's our iron plates going past, so now we just need to go check on our assemblers themselves. And because of the manifold design, I would expect this one to not be running 100%, although it is 90. This one actually, interesting, I would have thought it would be the other way around. This one, oh, okay, I guess this one had only just started when we looked at it a minute ago. And there you go, now this one's saying 100%. Perfect, so they should both run, and in time will run 100% of the time. That one looks like it's doing pretty well. And this one is just struggling a little bit for iron plates, although that does mean they're both struggling for iron plates screws. As I say, manifold design, it will sort itself out in time. But for now, it looks like both of those are running. And in time, we'll have 10 reinforced iron plates per minute being produced. And then lastly, let's go along here and get rid of these ramps because we're not going to need those anymore. That one should have stayed. And then the last step is they're coming down to here, and we just need to output them to some sort of storage container. For now, we can just, in fact, let's put it over here so that it's closest to our factory down there, and then we could just take a ramp down, and we have access to our reinforced iron plates as they come in to there. Perfect. Now, it's not the prettiest, but for now, it's quite functional, and we now have reinforced iron plates. Now, to just basically repeat the whole process to get rotors up and running. And once we have rotors up and running, we can then easily make the smart plating that's required for the space elevator step to get us up to our next tier. For now though, as I say, it's functional, it'll do. We can come back and rebuild it to something better later on. when we want to increase the scale of this. There we go, we've got more coming. And as I say, in time, it will all fill up and we will have a full 10 reinforced iron plates per minute being produced. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.